day.
Yeah. Why is my phone's being dumb? Okay, I think we're live when people start popping in, and I know we still have more people to pop in, which we'll see how that all.
You didn't expect David to be on time, did you?
Well, so actually, technically, David was like 45 minutes early.
Oh.
Because David was like, I'm trying to get in the chat thing and this and that, and it's not working. And I'm like, well, David, the stream's not for 45 minutes.
Minutes later than he thought he was supposed to be there.
Mm-hmm. And he was like, oh, bye. And then like the wind gust emoji. And then Miles popped in and was like, do I need to be on time? And I was like, live your life. And Miles was like, okay. So I'm not sure if our very important starting off the stream thing, Jake, I don't know if we should do that now or wait until more people are on to provide, or we could just surprise everyone with it as they pop in.
I think I know what you're referring to now, and I don't think that building it up into a bigger and bigger thing is going to help the situation.
That was a sword.
That was exciting.
I feel like the more we build it up, the funnier it'll be when they're disappointed.
See, this is maybe... I don't know. Would you describe yourself as a people pleaser?
I'm a weird mix where, like, I don't like necessarily to fit in with people. Like, I was that person that was, like, intentionally contrary growing up and, like, wouldn't do popular things. But also, I don't like people being upset with me. So it's like, I want people to be lukewarm in my direction.
What a wonderful thing to want.
Mm-hmm.
The tepid love of someone who's not sure.
Yeah. I think it sums up my personality very well. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait.
The thumbnail.
The thumbnail is great. Also,
I was doing very hard in my dragon pose.
It is very good. I don't know if you all saw. Probably not, because why would any of you all follow me on Instagram? But I made a very fun Instagram post. I'll see if I can show it to you. Because mostly just because I wanted to use all the dragon things. Oh, it's not even like... I don't know if you could see. Oh, the dragons! It's very fun. I just wanted to use the dragons, you know? That's good. Okay. All right. We're going to proceed to the most exciting portion of today's stream. If I can figure out how to turn it back on. Hold on. Wait a second. Where is it? Share. Wow. Okay. The most important portion of today's stream is whether or not you think this highlight color here draws the eye, or if it makes you look away from it.
That's not what I said.
Okay, say it your way.
I said that it makes the text fade into the background.
Yes.
Like
I think it's a lovely color.
I do like the color. I just don't think it works as a highlight.
What, the purple?
If it's for the purpose of intentionally drawing the viewer to the text, then I think it's a little bit too dark, and it makes the text a little bit harder to read.
I think the yellow works better as a highlight. If you made it a lighter purple, a mauve,
There's kind of a nice
better.
Mauve color.
I have a...
Is mauve the standard pronunciation in American English?
I would say mauve, probably, but I don't know how to pronounce anything.
I've heard mauve and mauve.
Hang on a second. I can't hear anything. But it says I'm in the show.
It's David.
We hear you.
We hear you, David.
How do I?
You may want to go
Whoa.
down to the settings and check to see where your
No, I
audio is
can't hear
being spit
anything.
out.
Should I put on headphones?
I mean, if David can't hear us, then
All right, fine.
Okay, wait. I'm messing around with the peoples. I don't even know where to put everybody. There's so many of us. The shenanigans. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna figure this out. Okay. I don't think you all can see me playing shenanigans with everything.
Bib, how do you say mauve?
I think I would say, yeah, mauve as my as the standard. I don't know. I have no frame of reference for how standard that is in any part of the English-speaking world.
I say
It
mauve.
just seems like one of those words that has a lot of variation,
Okay.
like nomenclature.
I mean, I think
Nomenclature?
in
is how I would
Canada,
say it.
mauve. Yeah. The States, no idea.
Okay. Now, is this worse or better? Whoa.
I don't know.
Chartreuse. I don't think they have a proper chartreuse tinguish. We can see. That would be better. Oh, custom? No. This is very important. Critical.
The thing with the nomenclature one is that I don't think I learned it from Americans. I just think that was how we all said it in my school in Essex.
I learned nomenclature from the Americans because that was how they pronounced it in my
It's not chartreuse.
6th year biology.
But I would argue, quite fairly limited exposure to American English, and certainly not technical stuff.
I don't know.
Okay, now we can't hear David, but can David hear us? No.
Oh.
How about now?
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, for a
for
moment
a
there.
moment.
So basically, I needed to get off the option and go back on the option. Honestly, this doesn't speak to StreamYard. I'll have a discussion with Mr. Yard about this. Anyway, names for the alphabet?
Names for the alphabet.
Yeah, isolative is a weird name for W, but you know, your birthday.
That's true. That's true. We can come up with weird things. Like we can bring back. Where is it? Where's the graveyard? This friend. We can bring it back. This for my birthday.
Jujiji isn't that bad, at least compared to some of the other words I've seen in this document.
It's probably fair. Wait, what's the worst one, David? I want to know.
I don't know. Go up to that list where you had all the words with the arrows.
With the arrows.
Remember?
This one?
Yeah, let's take a look here.
Okay. What's the worst one?
Remember that the stress is not in the right place.
I don't think that matters.
Okay. Well, you mean the roots, because the roots are horrible.
Oh my goodness. Pippa is carving.
Pippa.
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 Except that where the stresses are, this is Pippa. Is that right?
It should all be
Initial,
at the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're gonna want to fix it.
It's just because we haven't got a syllable rule yet, so I can't put it to the front of the syllable. So if I put before on it, it will go before the stressed vowel. I am tempted just to use a acute because it's easier, but but then Maddie will have to convert the acute to the IPA. So
you're going with grobby and flobby, huh?
Yeah.
Floppy.
I mean, it's just what happened. You know? We have no control over these things.
When your grobby gets flobbed.
Mm. I mean, like literally, that's the whole ceremony. Is when
You could call it the grubby flubby.
I can after title. It's like, Millie gets her hair dyed, or when your grobby gets flobbed. I love it.
Yep, that's what we're working with here.
All right. Anybody familiar with naming practices of the early 1900s? No? Like familiar with what's his name? The guy that led to the downfall of American politics ultimately, late 19th century. Hold on a second. Horatio Alger Jr. That's how all novels were called. There was Struggling Upward or Luke Larkin's Luck. Read that. Anyway. See what I'm talking about. By the way, are we going by handles or names?
Depends. I don't know.
I can
Some
be
of
Will.
us are brave
Let me do
enough
that.
to use our real names, David, and I think it speaks to our character.
There, Will is Will. Also, I feel like after like the number of names, like Ross Baggio, Will, Lands Unknown, there's just so many names, Although
All are
today
acceptable.
I have more names than all of you.
Was it? I mean, you had a lot of names coming in. Did you pick up some extra ones on your birthday?
I did. Did you miss this part? Where is it?
It's with the pearls. I still can't believe you didn't know Orbis was a Latin.
I know nothing, Jake. Come on.
It exists in English. Wow, it's orb.
Like that. I know that. Did it come to mind? No. Why can I not find this? I'll scroll for
Control F and put pearl in.
It's too logical. Here we go.
Yep. The magnificent and magnanimous Madeline, Lady Empress of the Orbies, James, Esquire, has a serendipitous discovery of the one and only most Latinate of global vocabularies. Lo, may she remember this day. Amen.
Yeah. And apparently I'm going to get tested on it at a SpecCon by Michelle in the FAQ section for whatever I talk about. So.
Like it.
We'll see if I remember.
I really apologize. A, I was late, and then B, there was this ridiculous headphone issue. So I've derailed things 3 times, and so you and I will contribute where I can via chat.
Okay. You are not the latest person, David. It's okay. And I told everyone, pop in whenever you want. Awesome. You can't be late to this stream. You can be early, but you can't be late.
That sounds like something that would be in a Beatles lyric.
Yeah, probably. Okay, so my thought for today.
Let's see. Sorry.
Which one?
Let's see.
Yeah, that's also wonderful. It's a 10 out of 10 name. Word. It's not a name. It could be a name. You can make it a name.
Let's see the bold. I like it.
Yeah. I don't actually know. This is actually interesting. I haven't actually gotten to the point in like normal people conlanging where you like make names from other things. So I'm very curious to see how that goes.
Derivation?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I guess names mean stuff in some languages. Who would have thought? I don't know. They come from places. They just don't randomly pop out of nowhere.
There's actually some pushback from a lot of primarily English-speaking conlangers when you come up with names that actually mean things. And like, oh, so they're like, not real names. They're kind of like, baby names. When are you get to the names that don't mean anything? It's like, all right.
Yeah. I've never made a name that means something.
Never?
No.
I mean, your name made a line.
Wait, like making names like personal names that don't mean anything?
Yeah, like in any of when I do the naming languages, they're all just like, I have patterns, but they're just randomly generated. They don't like mean anything. I don't like assign meanings to them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like we're very, I don't know, disconnected from that. Maybe it's the American thing, like David was saying, but like, I don't know what names mean. I don't care. Like, I think it makes sense in like actually making names for a language that like you have patterns where they come from places. Also, like, you know, there's now a name that sounds like my name in one of Karis's languages that comes from the word rock that's off of mine. That's pretty cool. So like, I gotta be okay with it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But we do have like, it's that people seem to completely dissociate the trend of naming people words that we think of as words, and they don't acknowledge, like, I think Apple is relatively popular as a like personal name in the Philippines, and people are like, that's not a name, that's just the word apple. But like, but we're fine with it as like a company. And
We're fine
we
with
use
the daughter's name for Gwyneth Paltrow. She exists.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing is, like, now people are making fun of it. I just saw a skit performed yesterday where the children was named Moss and the other was named Leaf. And see, these were the jokes. They were supposed to be funny because like the mother was like this new agey type, and so she gave her children these fake names, you know? Thank you, Jesse. There might be a Jesse surprise later, but only if you're.
We do something really interesting. Yeah. Well, we can revert those color changes and see what Jesse thinks.
What if I show the Jesse symbol? Signal or whatever. Like the bat
Ooh,
signal.
the bat signal. We all flash it.
Jesse, literally every single one of them.
You have to shake.
I now feel left out, so I'm just gonna hold this up.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
That's great. That's great.
My still a little choppy. I didn't. Oh, Miles's audio was choppy for me. I do anything about it. I'm so sorry. Speak less.
It's okay. It's the fun part of the stream is like we don't really know what's happening, you know, which adds to the chaos, which can only add to the fun.
Indeed.
My thought, which we can vote still, but I feel like this is probably the right choice, is that we should come up with some shenanigans, not intentionally shenanigans, but they'll end up being shenanigans for our seed proto people, similar to how we did the rite of passage ceremony where we like came up with that. It's like linguistic adjacent. We could do linguistic-y shenanigan things, you know?
Okay.
Be fun.
Oh, that could be it, Nemo. Heavy noise suppression? I don't know. Maybe.
And by a shenanigan, you mean an activity of theirs, a cultural trait, a game, something about them eating their own dogs? What?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, the dragons ate all their dogs. Although maybe they got hungry enough that they also ate all their dogs. That's also passable. It could depend on which group, you know? Like maybe there could be a huge cultural drift based off which direction they had to go in. Because like, God, I can scroll. Okay.
You can also left.
El urine shall have a resurgence, obviously.
Oh, we had the camel urine section earlier today.
Yeah, I don't know what it is with just.
Has there been discussion about dragon meat at all?
I mean, they'll definitely eat it. I don't know if there's been a specific discussion about it, but they'll definitely eat dragons.
Well, they have domesticated dragons that they farm, right? Those are their livestock, so that would be their dragon meat.
Yeah.
Like, has anything in your background given you an idea how, like, if dragons existed, this might be what their meat would be like?
I mean, that entirely depends on the type of dragon that we're talking about. But the ones that we've settled on that Madeline has are Lagurpitids, so they would be their what would their closest living relative would be? Their birdline archosaurs. So I guess they would be broadly similar to birds in terms of like their musculoskeletal system, and so it would be kind of like I'm
Chick.
imagining it's a very gamey bird.
Well, some of them
So-
could have meat like puffins.
What is unique about puffin meat?
What's puffin meat?
Oh, it's like a red meat. Or like if you have duck or goose,
Mm,
like
mm.
the consistency and the taste of that is different. It's closer to like red meat, I suppose.
Why?
If I can, oh, go ahead.
Why? That's all I had to say.
Why
No.
is it like that?
Yeah.
It's based on what they eat. Like puffins eat a lot of fish, so their meat and the way they store fat and that sorts of things is different. And then geese and ducks tend to be eating, especially a lot of geese and ducks are herbivores. They eat a lot of grassy stuff that is quite similar to like cows and things.
Because the distinction between the white and the dark meat is to do with myoglobin, because certain muscles need to be just powered constantly, essentially, particularly around the wings. And so myoglobin can retain oxygen for longer, which is better for like sustained activity.
So now, by the way, I was guessing, and you can tell me if I'm correct, that you said that the meat might be a little gamier because dragons were much more active, like animals. Like, what if they did have farming dragons that they kind of fattened up, you know? Because I mean, like, one of the reasons that we don't, all just love and chow down on quail all the time is because it's a very small bird. And so there's not a lot of ROI, I guess, for killing and defeathering it. But like a dragon is gonna be pretty big. If they could breed them in such a way, Amy, if what I said was accurate.
Dragon veal?
Oh,
Some of them are big and some of them are tiny and some of them would be less active and some would be more active.
Oh, and I remember we were talking about the black chickens at one point.
Black chickens.
And dragons could have black meat. Was
Be cool.
I think a suggestion that I made in one of the chats.
Yeah, I never followed up. I should actually write a note on that to like look into like exactly why that happens and whether that would like.
I think it's just like a strong pigmentation, as far as I'm aware. And the meat doesn't end up being particularly black when you cook it anyway, as far as I'm aware.
Could make sense.
Because the thing with chickens is that they were hugely kind of. I mean, they were very domesticated before, but like we specialized them a lot during the World Wars. And so the chickens that we have now are quite distinct from how chicken was kind of before the kind of war, like World War period.
Really?
And so the kind of preparations we have now with chicken being so popular, it's not that the people didn't like it and they had the same kind of chicken meat as us. It's that like these are birds that have been bred in quite particular ways to specialize for our pleasure, and at the detriment of like their functions. So that like if you didn't have like a significant amount of knowledge about how to treat these chickens afterwards, they would not be very healthy. And it's why you have so much like chicken soup, because if you have a very old egg-laying bird, stewing it down for a really long time is basically the best way to get stuff out of it, rather than because the the meat itself isn't as pleasant as like what we associate with chicken now.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I just have to throw this in because it is linguistically relevant. For a few years, I TA'd a course called The Language and Law, taught by Sanford Shane at UC San Diego. And the definition of chicken was a landmark case in the United States for specifically this reason.
Oh.
Had signed a contract with a fella for him to supply X number of chickens, and when they arrived, they were older stewing hens, and took the guy to court. Said, I paid all this money for these chickens, and he gave me these stewing hens, and the guy said, well, they're chickens, aren't they? And the decision here was kind of a landmark decision because the judge, you might think it would fall to the judge to define chicken, but instead what the judge said was basically, listen, when you made the contract, party A had this definition of chicken in mind, party B had this definition of chicken in mind. Or when the contract was signed, there was no meeting of the mind. And so the contract is null and void, and essentially the state of affairs that existed prior exists now. So the guy got his money back, earned stewing hens, which of course by that point in time were, no good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a huge case that hinged on language and its interpretation with regard to contracts that is still studied today. Anyway, so doing chicken, and it was like, wow, listen to that. Blast of the past there.
Yeah. Well, we will have our dragon chickens that really are nothing like chickens, but there are dragon chickens.
Yeah. Well, that's anyway, like the whole point was, I'm so glad my new glasses are in. You guys are in for a treat this Thursday. But thinking, on your world, right? Mm-hmm. There could be a distinction where you have these two types of dragons, right? The domestic that are either for, domestic tasks or for eating, that are essentially as different from the wild dragons as like a modern cow is from aurochs or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they probably would be.
I think that's cool.
I like it.
We've established that dragons are a very diverse group. So I suppose we do have one term for bird in English, but I'm just wondering if they would even consider all types of dragons as being the same type of animal, because that's not necessarily going to be obvious in some cases.
I think that can be.
They'll all have a similar they'll have that same style of wing, which will be very different from anything they're used to. So I could see them drawing some parallels, but like it could be different for different groups because
I attended a talk at the Tetrapod Zoology Convention some years back, and there was I can't remember her name, but she gave an interesting talk about medieval taxonomy and how they were much more inclined to group animals based on the classical elements than by any kind of like morphological similarity. So like a bird was anything that belonged in the air. And so like ostriches were not considered birds in some, like, I believe it was Pliny the Elder in his Natural Philosophy speculated that the ostrich was the result of a mating between a giraffe and a gadfly, I think. So...
Well, that's how we got beavers being fish, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and capybaras.
Really? Oh my goodness.
Yeah. You can eat a capybara during Lent.
Wow.
Aw,
And-
poor guys.
That's a little.
Yeah.
My God.
It would be very interesting.
Jake, can you eat guinea pigs during Lent?
I don't know if you can eat kui during Lent, because I think that the decision was like the capybara thing was made for like the missions in the Chaco rather than the Andes, because the Andes had such a developed food system, it would be unlikely that you would be forced into hunting to survive. Whereas like the people on the missions, they obviously had some amount of agriculture, but it was so distinct from what they were used to, and the population size was bigger, I think, than what was expected for people to survive from. That like it was through starvation that forces the change in category determination, like with rabbits being considered a kind of bird at one point in Japan, based on like people being hungry and saying, "Please let us eat some sort of land mammal," and the long ears are like wings, so we'll count them that way.
As you do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, naming the dragons is going to be interesting because, like, realistically, they would probably all be named differently by every single one of these groups with very different systems. But I'm probably not going to want to actually use those names in any books unless it's for, like, just the most important dragon or something. Like, I'd probably want to come up with some system of, like, what it would be, like, translated to and call them, like, the something dragon, like, something more descriptive, just so that people reading it aren't, because like there's not going to really be many familiar creatures in these worlds. Like there'll be a few, but like anyone reading it are not going to like be referencing a glossary of like 60 different types of dragons to figure out what's going on. So
yeah, I think having broad groups, like we have stuff like a hawk or an eagle, and like yes, there are true eagles, part of Aquilia or whatever, but there are a lot of birds that we call hawks and eagles that are technically buzzards and other kinds of things.
Yeah, so something like that could work, where they have like names for groups of them and there is something this, and then they only have to use a few like broader category words. Like I feel like that would be approachable, you know? Could do that. I don't think we need to come up with like in language super in-depth classifications of names for every single possible type of dragon in every language. I don't think we'll have to do that.
But you make words for what's relevant to the context, and then you can learn stuff from other ones.
Yeah.
And even then, like the way that you translate stuff, you can be creative with it. Like that's the whole thing for my job, is just finding creative ways to take a long thing someone said in one language and translate it in a way that's short enough that someone who's dyslexic can read it before the piece of speech is finished.
Yeah.
But like the style of like derivation that you end up with will depend, will change how you translate it. And the more like terms that you have from our world that are familiar, the more easily you can translate them in ways that are familiar than when you translate them back. But like if you say, oh, that dragon's tail looks like I don't know what a cycad looks like, and then you're like, oh, it's this cycad dragon, and I'm like, I don't know what that is, and I don't know what I'm supposed to think. Whereas if you're like, oh, it's like goose dragon, you're like, oh yeah, it's like medium sized and like you can eat it.
Yeah.
Isn't this precisely what How to Train Your Dragon did?
How did they name them?
But
like toothless.
Basically,
that's my knowledge.
And if it is important what type of a dragon it is, they actually refer to it. So like there's a difference between like a Nightwing and something or other.
Oh yeah.
And so effectively, anytime you do this, there's going to be some level of memorization if you're writing a novel. And this doesn't pertain just to fantasy. This is to any novel because you have characters and the characters have, and it is expected that the reader is going to learn that this unique name that they're learning for the first time is associated with this character. It's no different up with a name for a dragon. And it doesn't necessarily matter if the word is in English or not. It's just treated like a name, you know, if the concept to the action.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I think Tinguish put it well too, like finding that balance of what to do what with how many things, and it's a tough life. Ooh.
Hello.
Oh,
Hello.
hello.
Oh my God, who's that?
The Jesse signal worked.
It did work.
How do I make this less bad?
There we go. Okay, ready?
Assemble.
Oh my god.
Oh my God. Hey. Oh, you all are amazing. I couldn't see. And I was like,
That's why I didn't
something's
like perceive
happening.
that.
No, I'm trying to fix
It's like
this.
I couldn't see what was happening. Thank you all. Thank you. I think I got really distracted by this cute little logo in the corner, the StreamYard, and like that's all my brain could
duck.
see for the moment. Yes.
Hmm.
And like my brain saw nothing else.
Oh,
David
no.
gave me his sickness and I am dying.
It's not my sickness. It's
I'm also down with the sickness.
Actually, me too.
Oh
my god.
David, look what you did.
I want to get sick. I'm scared now.
Oh,
Listen. All right. By the way, did everybody bring their own pillow to like show off for Pillow World?
I have this one nearby.
Oh, that is nice.
Pillow World?
oh.
Let me show you.
All right, I'm gonna have to go get a pillow.
I'm just serendipitous. Oh. Oh,
Catherine.
Look what I have next to me, though.
Ooh, so cute. 10 out of 10.
That's right. That's celery that Biblaridian gave David.
Yeah.
And he had to
Strongest
name it
tasting
that.
cow in the Western Hemisphere.
Risa.
Yeah, that's true.
It is true.
Okay. Also, happy birthday, Madeline. And I feel like I'm absolutely just destroying whatever you were just doing because I'm popping in and unaware of everything. And
honestly,
about to
we
fall
haven't gotten
asleep.
into anything yet. We've mostly talked about random things. Yeah.
Oh, I can do random.
Yes. That's kind of the vibe for today. We'll pretend we're doing something productive eventually, but
That one has lamb
So
chops.
There we go.
picking up the ling time.
Big
Oh my
big
God, are
camelid
those-
sponsoring.
My God, that's
We've
so
got tons back
cute.
here.
It's
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of like a challenge where you have to find the thing that the other person.
Oh my god, you're so
Pretty good.
I don't have any camelids.
it is so cute. Oh,
Uh-oh.
wait.
Jake, was that an owl?
Vintage fold-out binoculars.
Ooh, that's cool, actually. Whoa. Whoa, that's huge.
Ah, things are getting bigger.
I feel
That's
like-
what she said. Oh my God. Oh my.
I don't want to ruin this vibe up here, but I have one to give like a squishmallow tour.
Oh my God. You have like a whole hangy thing full of them.
Oh, I had to. It was consuming my bed.
Yeah.
Wow.
We can
Yeah.
admire from afar.
Yes.
Did you for a while try to just sleep on them like you were in one of those ball pits of squishmallows?
Oh yeah, I tried to because for a while my bed was like against the wall, so it would just basically be this foot long kind of army of pillows and squishmallow that I had to just kind of sleep in like a box.
That is amazing.
Also, I just want to say, if there's anything productive that has already happened, because I think it has, I'm really excited about the potential of you one day like featuring a dragon farmer. Like that's the character. He, you know, they run a dragon farm, you know? That's like a potentially really cool thing, you know? Be done with productivity for the day.
Yeah. That would be very fun. I feel like there's so many little stories that I like getting into the world building that I'm like, this would be so cool. Like the dragon farmer or doing because I think I was talking about this with Matisse, I think, about how you would probably have little like signaling towers on the different pillars, because that would be the easiest way to send messages between the pillars, is just they'd have like all sorts of like signals. And imagine two people that lived on different pillars and just send each other like, you know, you could do like a weird long distance, I don't know. It'd be cute.
Long distance relationship from one pillar.
Wasn't there like a Netflix movie that came out where there's like two people on opposite sides of this chasm who are like communicating with each other, and then there's demons in the chasm?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Are you talking about Shadow and Bone, the show that Jesse and I worked on that was written by a friend of mine?
No, this is a made for Netflix movie, I think. It was like 2 hours long. Not Shadow and Bone.
So far,
Love is Blind.
It's almost no, it's not like that, because that's not.
Oh, it's Bridgerton, because they had to build a bridge over the chasm.
Oh my gosh. I do have one that's like almost like that, but I think it's called like The Ledge or something, but it's just a book. And they like live on these like ledges, and these giant flying things come down and like just like pick them up and take them away. It gives Pillar World vibes.
It's called The Gorge, and it's on Apple TV Plus.
Oh, well, I don't have Apple anything, unfortunately.
That's okay. It received a mixed reception from critics. So
I want you to imagine Bridgerton city that is on one side of the gorge, where everybody who works there is a bridger, and a bridger is you know, it's a job in the world, because they are trying to build a bridge over the massive chasm, and it's the hugest undertaking ever undertook by humans, right? And so there's a real thing, and you know, bridgers live in Bridgerton, but also kind of look down on them for some weird reason, like, you know, oh, you're a Bridgerton, or you're a bridger. We don't associate with those. We hobnob over here up on the plateau with our pillows. Anyway, and you know, Rome people and one bridger.
Is David cutting in and out?
Yes. We're all just kind of like doing our best. We're like filling in the dots. It's like one of those Mad Lib puzzles, you know, and we're all getting a different experience out of it.
And the bridgers can ride the silk dragons.
Ooh. They're little. The silk dragons are little, mostly.
Oh, well,
I just
maybe
lost all the
dragons
dots
can ride
after
the bridgers.
hobnobbing.
It's a good idea. It's a good idea. Yeah. Yeah.
I like carrots.
Mm-hmm. That's how you know it's a bridger. They've got a little silk dragon on their shoulder.
Ooh. Those will be cute. I haven't. No, I'm not pulling up the clades. We're not looking at the clades.
Maybe they can have big eyes.
Oh, bridgers and platters. The platters live on the plateau. I'm a bridger. Your grandfather was a bridger. Your great-grandfather was a bridger. But my mother was a platter. Don't you bring up her name. So on.
The stories write themselves.
Yeah, it just writes itself.
It's just so good.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay. Do we want to pretend to be productive?
I thought that's what we were doing.
Do we want to pretend?
And that's still continuing?
Wait, specifically, I don't know. We were going to come up with something for our proto-seed people. To come up with something.
You mean
I'm
the
very,
people
very
before the
open.
seed people become the seed people, or the?
Thank you. Someone had to say it. I'm hoping that the people are seeds.
They're like seeds.
Ooh.
You mean like the Terran? Are we Wait, would Terra be the world that we're making, or the one that's like us, that is Earth?
Well, they'd both be Terra, but just
They'd
different
both be Terra.
versions of Terra.
Old Terra, new
Terra
Terra.
Firma, Terra Pilla.
Terra Nova.
Terra Nova, Terra Mystica.
Say,
Ooh,
But-
that's a good game. It only takes like 8 or 9 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's
it's
a big
good.
pillar in that game.
Mm.
Oh, and there are Terra pillars on Terra Pillar. And Terra
Ooh,
insects that turn into Terra flies.
that's cute. I like it. Gosh. Passementeria? Very good.
Oh,
Very good.
that's cool.
That's very neat.
is there supposed to be a comma between bridging and son, or is the person bridging someone's son?
A
Hmm,
hot day's bridging, son. Yeah, I think there should be a comma.
probably.
Oh wow. The father is turned from like a grizzled, bridge worker to kind of a Groucho Marx type. The old buddy, a platter of food after a hot day's bridging. Am I right, son? Like it.
Yeah, Terra Nova was on Canada's Drag Race season 5
Yes, US. That's correct.
Mm.
from Newfoundland.
So that makes sense.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Very fair, very fair. Okay. So, what type of thing do we want to make up for our what do we find acceptable to call them?
People?
People's good.
Sure, but like I keep calling people, no one likes it when I call them the seed people.
No, I adore it. We love to see people.
Okay, fine. The seed people.
We
Can I just
adore the
interject my-
seed people.
I need to interject my impulsive thought where I'm imagining like a Mr. Peanut, but it's like a sunflower seed.
Ooh.
That was it.
I like it.
Mhm.
Call him Mr.
Winky.
Seed Nut.
The seeple.
Okay. I like it. All right, the Seeple. We have a coming of age ceremony for the Seeple. I feel like we've come up with a few other things for them. We have their kinship structure. We have
Biryani, basically.
we have one food recipe.
How do they come up with their names? Like the name. How do they name their children? How does that
I
happen?
don't know. We
Well,
could come up with that.
Yeah.
All right. How do they name the children? I need to figure out how to show that. Hold on. How atrocious is this? Very, very.
Oh.
This is
You could just do a split screen with me and whatever you're working on.
That's true. I could do that. Yeah. I could do that.
I gotta say though, like where my brain is right now, I saw that bullet point list and I was like, oh, they put Edgar's name in the language because I saw Edge, and that was really just the English word edge.
Mm. I mean,
Ed gay.
I'm gonna be super helpful today.
that's the kind of help we need, Jesse. We're not here to be productive. We're here to pretend to be productive and have a good time.
Let's see. Type already.
You're not supposed to be productive on your birthday.
Your birthday is Groundhog Day.
Yes.
Whoa.
It's
Just
fun.
realized that.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
Day is like your actual birthday?
Yeah.
That's my friend's birthday. Kenji's birthday. It's Kenji's birthday today, Jess.
Ooh.
Do I have Kenji's phone number? I gotta say happy birthday.
Yeah. Good day to have a birthday. So what's the family unit structure?
The Iroquois kind of style?
Iroquois, yeah. So you have one word for
Wrong way.
parallel cousins and a different word for cross cousins.
Sure. Okay. No, but I meant like the immediate family. Who's there for a birth? Like, is it the type of thing? The mother and father will be there? Is it the type of thing where one gender will be randomly expelled from the room? Is it the thing where like the entire will be there? What's it like when born?
Is there?
Dances.
I mean, the first thing that comes to mind isn't very helpful, which is there should be no women involved whatsoever.
At all.
And no birth.
You could do like an entirely impreg universe.
No, Jake.
I feel like there's enough weird stuff going on.
You're like, not this chick.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, the only woman in the room is the birther.
No, I feel like they need to like have a hole in the wall, and like most of the woman is not in the room, so she can be as much out of the room as possible, you know? That's not actually a real idea. I'm sorry. I'm very helpful today.
But do people give birth standing up, or I mean, probably.
I mean, they probably should, yeah.
If they haven't invented, why can't I remember the word for them? I want to say tongues, but they're not tongues.
Obstetrical
said like equipment.
Yeah.
The like little
like,
grabby, like the little like
they're not
alligator.
that little, and they're very grabby.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Forceps, right?
Forceps, yeah.
Forceps. Like, as far as I'm aware, it was the development of forceps that encouraged sideways birthing. Because before that, you would use gravity to help.
Wasn't it that one king that really liked to watch births? And so maybe this is just completely I saw something that there's this one king that really liked watching births. So started this trend where like everyone in the court would like give, so that I saw it somewhere. I don't know. It was on the internet.
Is this something that happened in the world or like in your mind?
Somewhere on the internet.
Okay.
You can't just ask people that, David.
I did read it on the internet, which totally is validating.
Okay, well, no, actually, here's a serious question slash comment, a comment. So, you already have the pillar society, right, where everybody is like above the miasma, yeah. And mentioning birth, we're using gravity to drop the baby down. It's kind of like there could be maybe some sort of euphemism that you're dropping them into the miasma. And the idea being that, you know, like, hey, now you're in the real world now, kid. You're in it.
I like it.
It sounds like the equivalent of like if someone asked, were you dropped on your head as a child? Like, were you born into the
Yeah.
Or like, because we were talking about like the very low-lying pillars, like the idea of like the possibility of the miasma like coming in over the top of the pillar. So it's like, were you born on a windy day? And it's like, oh, you were born on a day where it was particularly like poor conditions.
Wait, actually, this could be a part of it. You could have somebody in the birthing process who their job is to be the catcher. You know, like the one. Anyway, and then like maybe the cat gets to provide one of your names, assuming that they do it correctly. They don't like drop you.
Kind of like a god person role ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody that is that you know is special to the family. They decide, you know what, we would like you to be the catcher, you know.
That could be fun. I'm into it.
All right.
Cool. So that's, we get one name from that. All right. I don't know how else you decide these things.
I feel like there's as many ways as there are parents.
My first question, just so we're on the same, what is the miasma?
So it's the sepal come from a world like ours in every realistic way that matters other than it's not our world, right? But it is basically Earth. And the fog was almost going to kill them, but then they were plucked out of that world and popped over in Pillar World like 10,000 years ago on various pillars. And now they're like, whoa, now we live here. But there's also fog there, but the pillars have been raised up enough that they're out of the fog. So it's basically like 1 kilometer and up pillars, and everything like under a kilometer is like too close to the fog most of the time. And it just like has like a slow corrosive like kind of thing that like sticks to you and corrodes your bad. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Murder fog.
Because I had the idea of like somehow, some way, like ritualizing like the child crossing the fog as kind of like the way, like kind of like them crossing like the veil into like their soul, I guess, and kind of like breathing in life, so to speak. It's kind of like they have that one like first breath of fog, and it's kind of like boop, they just kind of popped here.
Okay.
Do the people have a cultural memory of being transported?
I think they probably have various stories and myths and legends and stuff from it, because it would have been pretty, you know, a big deal. Like what they'd think of it as might have changed over time, but like they would probably have this concept of some older world or before place, or maybe when the world was different, or like some sort of stories would stick along, because they did have writing and everything back then. So
well, and that could be some sort of other world that the children come from.
Ooh.
And being birthed could be seen as, you know, recreating that journey.
That could be cool. Yeah, I could see that.
So everyone comes from somewhere else.
No. It's like a foglet. That doesn't make any sense.
Foglet.
I'm also thinking about just like in general, like how fog is treated as like a cultural metaphor, and how certain things can maybe be like idiomatized using fog in a way. Thing is kind of like more pragmatically up and above, no pun intended, but just putting that little seed there, pun fully intended.
Yeah, I think that would make sense.
Yeah.
Gross, Caleb.
I don't know. You may want to, like, as a practical suggestion, like you could use adjectives. You know, maybe if the miasma is associated with bad things, like being down and being opaque and those sorts of things, you could pick words like, oh, being like bright and blue, like the sky.
In Latin, I think most personal names were actually formed from adjectives. Either they were directly adjectives, or they were formed with the adjectival suffix. But in Latin, you also have, whenever I think of complex naming systems, I always think of Latin, because you had the gens, which is the clan name. Then you have I think it's just the nomen is the family name. That's like a smaller subdivision of the clan. Then you have the praenomen, which is the personal name. And then some people had a cognomen, which was like a nickname that you earned based on some important thing that you did during your life. But that was only ever given to men, because if you were a girl, you were automatically named the masculine version of your father's name. So like if your father was named Julius, you were just automatically Julia, and that's it. And if the family had multiple daughters, they were named, you had to just come up with some way to distinguish them, like Julia Major and Julia Minor. And, you know, that was that.
And
excuse me,
I'll log off here because I'm afraid I'm going to have to do an interview for somebody. I believe you mean the feminine version of the father's name. Is that right?
What did I say?
Masculine.
Well, that's just absurd.
All right. But very happy birthday, Madeline. I'm sorry that I do have to go, before singing you happy birthday, which I think is like a big thing for you. Like you wanted us all to sing happy birthday to you at once over the stream. I think that was like one of your big wishes. And so I'm so sorry. I know that's like kind of your thing. I hope you get to go out to a restaurant and everybody says, "Hey, guess whose birthday it is?" Everybody gathers around and sings you happy birthday. I know that's what you are hoping for.
Mm. That sounds like the worst thing that could possibly happen to me.
They put a sombrero on your hat and start clapping.
Yeah.
No.
Happy birthday.
Yo,
No.
that's you.
No. I am not above crawling across the floor under the tables.
And then, of course, once the birthday song is done, everybody says, "Estas son mañanitas que cantaba el rey David." Then it keeps going. Anyway, all right. They do the colores and everything. All right. Everybody, happy.
Oh, thanks for popping in, David.
See you tomorrow.
Oh my god.
Well, he's something else. Who invited him?
I don't know. Oh, that is the worst though.
Jumping off parts of the name, since a lot of these islands are quite
What
small.
is the worst?
Singing happy birthday.
Ah.
Well, being sung happy birthday too.
Yeah, and David's family really does do like 3 versions of it all in a row. And then his grandma, I swear, makes up verses in the Spanish version because she's still singing when everyone else is finished.
Oh gosh. No. Mm-mm.
It's like you're breaking Maddie. You're just like,
Oh no. Most of my friends have learned better. They tried to do a combination of singing me happy birthday, but it was also a surprise party all at the same time.
Oh.
They regretted that and never did it again.
Yeah.
It was bad. Yeah. Love it.
I did want to interject on something that came to my mind from what Biz said about kind of like that name that you earn. This is just kind of a random aside that I learned like last summer that I thought is like still beyond me. So like, let's say that I had a silver ring on my pinky. I don't remember which hand, but a left hand. Thing is left hand or right hand. I don't remember what hand is. But what is the first thing you associate with that person? Immediately.
If they have a silver ring on their pinky?
Mm-hmm.
They like jewelry?
That is what I would think, right? No. So apparently they're an engineer. So this is I guess like a Canadian thing that I learned. So like it's very common like at graduation that if you have an engineering degree, you earn this like metal ring kind of like made out of iron, like your commitment to like the construction of the world or something like this. But I'm like kind of a cool thing that maybe it hasn't been kind of physical represented in a little steeple thing. Kind of like earning your I guess earning your laurel, earning your ring, some sort.
Yeah, something associated with some sort of like honored profession.
Yeah, maybe a dragon farmer.
Yeah. Yep, that would be cool.
One thing in like in classical Chinese, in the traditional text, because I mean they deal with a lot of like fancy people. I don't know if this was true for everyone, but like they play with this distinction between personal name, which in like I just approximate the Mandarin because I'm not good enough to know super accurately how to say it, and B, we don't know what the classical Chinese would have been super clearly either. So like between Ming and Zi, and your Ming is your personal name, but in public you go by your Zi, which is your style, is how we translate it.
Okay.
And so you could have like a distinction between some kind of like private name that you use within your kin group and a public name that you use with your cross cousins and cross aunts and uncles and things, because you're kind of reinforcing your direct lineages versus your outside ones.
I like that.
Like I think in the Australian Métis, that's not how you say that word.
Moiety?
Moiety.
Moiti? No, it's not
The
Moiti.
matriarch.
In the Moiety systems, like you have like it gets called like mother-in-law speech a lot, doesn't it?
Oh,
But like you use it with people who are from specific like ritually specified groups rather than what you use in your internal group, basically. But that would be a lot of work to make happen in the culture from before the split. Like, after.
In a lot of Mesoamerican cultures, you have when children are born, they are given a name based on the name of the day in the calendar that they're born on. And I'm most familiar with the Aztec tradition. So like there's 20 days in the month. And so there's only 20 like birth names. And then at a later point, you're given I don't know what the term for it is, but like an adult name, essentially.
That's common in like Ghana with the Akan and Chi people. They also have like a name for the day of the week, and they also have like kind of like a given like Christian name or something like this.
It would be cool to do something like that. Like, I feel like that would be more likely for the public name than the private name, right?
You could use your lovely number prefixes for your names.
Well, but those are only for as Dosidia, right? That's not in the sea peoples, unfortunately.
So I have an interjection question. How important are like the people, the pillars to the people on the pillars? Like, is there kind of like pillar rivalries? Like I guess like my head is going to like, is there a sort of would they name themselves after the pillar on which they were born?
I mean, I could see something like that in some of the cultures. I don't know if I'd see that in the Sepals.
Good point.
You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
But also, some of them are like the size of Ireland, and I know the population isn't the same as Ireland, but you wouldn't have every single person in like such a large area all calling like themselves like the. I mean, having said that, the number of women who are called Maria probably disproves the theory. But that's where you end up with like Dolores as Mary of Pains and all of the other kind of Maria names.
Yeah. And also they would have less interaction with people outside their pillars. So I feel like a distinction like that wouldn't help them super much. Plus, like, technically we're coming up with this for like the people, like this would have to some extent existed before they come over, like before we're going down any of the like branches of the cultures and stuff like that, of the individual pillar clusters. So like we could do some stuff that would like I guess technically the fog stuff wouldn't make sense specifically for these people. Like that would come in down some of the chains, right? Because these would be what was the same for all of them before they were brought here.
You can repurpose ideas, like because you have this. They know about the goddess that moves them before they are moved, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So one thing is like if the goddess had like names for her, you can then repurpose them as names for other people. So if the goddess is considered to be like strong, then you would have. But part of the issue is that knowing the way that we've done the proto language, we do not have a distinct adjective form. We do it all with apposition, which basically means that there would be no distinction between a noun and an adjective of the same or similar meaning. But that doesn't stop you from using them. It just means you wouldn't have like a distinct form for it necessarily.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that sounds fine.
Yeah, I'm imagining like let's say you were using like that noun adjective name like in an actual sentence. You would like mark it for whatever case it would be, and it would fulfill kind of through context, especially if it's like an agent, I guess I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Good night, Caleb.
Hi, Caleb.
Hello.
You know, and like people commonly name themselves like, you know, like the moon or something like that.
Yeah.
So if you give them the name and, you know, it's, oh, they're moon-like, or they have qualities like the moon that are positive. If you use their name in a sentence, then you just throw on the case marking and that's it.
Do you know the video of the Colombian like lawyer?
It's from Caso Cerrado.
Yeah.
It's there's like the Spanish equivalent or like the Latin American equivalent
It's
to
Colombian.
Judge Judy. Colombia, I'm sorry. But yes. Oh, that's so good. You want
Yeah,
to
and
explain the clip, Jake?
you have like a girl who isn't she brought up in the US or something, but they come back to Colombia and she refuses to speak Spanish in this like TV court, and the judge says this line that's like, "Tu nombre no es moon, es luna," which is when you brought it up, I think me and Miles were both immediately like, "Oh yeah."
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But it's the other thing is like you could just use like unusual compounds and have part of the skill of the name being the kind of poetic meaning of the compound. Which that's basically how like many Chinese names end up working, but you'll have some kind of sibling or generation. No, I think that's more Korean, the generational names. But no, I think some families have like generational names as well, and then you have to pair it with a particularly good kind of other like word. And if you use like a very common one, you're seen as being like a undereducated person. Whereas if your grandparents can give you like a particularly poetic name, then it's like considered a good name.
It could be fun. I do like weird compounds. I think mostly just come up with really bizarre ones and be like, I don't know.
I was given a Chinese name by the family that I lived with, and I still don't really understand what it means. It's Xuan Chen, which I think Xuan is like dawn, I think, or sunrise, or is somehow associated with the sunrise. Or it might also mean hope, or I might be getting that mixed up. And the second one, I think, means pavilion or something. So it's like pavilion of hope, or I don't know. it was never really explained to me how it actually like fit together. But
I do like that. All right. I vibe with the weird compounds. Let's do it. So I have weird comments. That would be like, would that be like the private name then? Or would that be something that like you'd want people to know about for the like that would be the.
Oh, you totally want people to know.
What the clout?
Yeah. Okay. So your public name is some odd compound. So then you'd have a private name, which I guess would be like similar or like maybe like a family name that's passed down or something. I don't know.
I almost had the opposite thought.
Yeah.
Kind of being one that that person chooses later in life when they kind of like find themselves, something like this, or have it like maybe always be changing in some manner.
Which would be a lot easier if it's like only within a certain subset of people that would know it. Be a lot easier to like switch it around a lot.
there's also posthumous names, but your name changes after you die.
Or on your deathbed. Sometimes.
Oh.
Actually, I think the classic one is like the Buddhist names, right? Where so in Japan, one of the things that used to happen would be that Buddhist temples would effectively, I mean, saying that they all are extorting people probably is very unfair, but like they would put a lot of pressure on the family of people who recently died to donate to the temple that they were that the monk that did their funeral went to, so that they could get a very good posthumous name. And the people who paid less would get worse names, and the people who paid more would get the better name.
My goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Naming someone cheap bastard because they're
Yes.
I like it. So
I was imagining like if you have to do it while the person's dying, then you're like, like
So
like I don't like that one. Give him more money. Give him more money.
I did have the vibe all the way back when we were talking about like the pillars and like the miasma and dropping babies from them. I almost had like an off the stupid vibe where kind of like I don't know if you've seen Midsummer, but when like the old people are just like they just kind of just like willingly like jump off the pillar to just be like, sorry guys, like I'm no use to this society anymore, so I'm just going to just like volunteer myself away from you, I guess.
Yeah.
Dark, but could be possible.
Yeah, I feel like that could be a thing. It makes sense.
What kind of people are these? Like sedentary, agricultural adjacent people, or?
Yeah, mostly.
Because they've got plenty of domesticates.
Yeah, they've got domesticates. They've got crops. Like
they're rice farming. They're like in huge communities.
Oh, yeah. Then usually, like when someone dies, you bury them in order to create a relationship between you and the land and the ancestry. So like, if you bury someone on a pillar, then that establishes your relationship to the pillar and to that land. That's why like burial and funeral sites are so important. And we also have sacred groves where people are buried, and the trees are kind of growing up around them. And, so there's this connection between the landscape and the people who inhabit it. I know, like midsommering off of a cliff, I think is interesting, but you probably want to jump off a cliff and remain on your pillar rather than throw your corpse into the mist.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have it highlighted here, but for at least some of the people that have come to the pillars, they have the great yeeting off the pillars. Sort of like your Viking funerals, but off the
Yeah.
pillar.
I think you'd probably want to yeet people who deserve to be yeeted.
Yeah.
Well, that too.
Impure.
You don't
Just
want
my
you don't
Just
want their
like
ancestry to be
Kaladura.
in your pillars, so you yeet them.
I don't know.
Hmm.
What if we just
Yeah, but-
yeeted everybody?
If the other thing I had wanted to say was, like, because you have such a big altitude range,
Mm.
the potential of using uninhabitable pillars as like burial sites where the corpses are basically preserved because of the cold. And so like you could have these, and depending on like whether they're I assume if humans can go and not die, there would be some kind of animal life on it. But you could either let the animals eat the corpses, like with like hollow towers and Zoroastrianism, or like you could have humans fight the, like if it's a very small high pillar, they could kill all of the animals off and then fight the dragons trying to come and steal the corpses of their loved ones.
Oh my
They call them
god.
scare dragons.
You could also have a temple or something in a, alpine tundra-esque pillar, and you could have a small community of ritual experts up there who tend to these mummified corpses. And people, when they bring bodies, they could also bring food and things. So they get good dead names, funeral names. And so that could incorporate those elements for a later culture. Obviously, we're not talking. I don't think the seed peoples would figure that out quite yet.
They're like, what's the cold? I've only lived my whole life in like a low-lying tropical paradise.
Yeah.
If you get selected to be in the monastery, that is a horrible culture shock.
That's fair.
What if people were named seasonally in the original culture and then they get to this new place and they're like, what on earth do I name my children? Because the cycle that I'm used to has completely changed.
Yeah. I feel like that would be interesting, but I think they were also from a relatively tropical place too. Probably not quite as equatorial, so that it would be a similar climate because they wouldn't have been as high up for the most part. Like some of them would have. But I could see that being a weird thing, something like that. Or what if they were named after like the constellations or something, to some extent, and then they're all gone.
Wait, do you still have stars, or would there be new constellations?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So it'd be whole different ones. And English had another option if we wanted them yeeted. They could have the belief that you pass back through the fog to the old world, and so they send the bodies back to the old world through the fog, and that's how we can justify yeeting everybody.
I did
That totally works.
have those birthing holes like conjure back up a little bit. Like I kind of like thought like those like water slides that kind of like just like drop you from the bottom. Like that would be kind of like the funeral ceremony with like you would just like go back out the other hole until just like I guess like your new sort of like life.
Or if giving birth was considered like impure, which is, it's true for like Japanese kegare rules at least. Like they could have to go to the monks who both give the death names and the birth names, and they're the trained obstetricians.
Ooh.
So
That would
it
be
feels
interesting.
it feels like you may want to keep them apart, but the keeping apart could be like a ritual cleansing process. Some kind of formal barrier.
Okay, maybe the bodies are kept, but you create a, I don't know, out of straw or something, a person that you put in their clothing and then yeet. Maybe
That
as a
could be
way
an
to kind of put their soul back.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like when they
Thank you,
die, you can
Amanda.
separate them into like a, what is it, the doll that you put pins into?
The
You could
voodoo
s-
doll?
Yeah, something like that. You can separate it into an object and then yeet the object so the soul goes back, but then keep the body. Then maybe you could talk to them.
That'd be interesting.
You could go talk to the bodies, and because the soul, like a walkie-talkie.
When someone of high status dies, do their material possessions also get yeeted? Because that would be a real shame.
Probably not, given the
Gold
limitations
refinery and
here.
things just get chucked into the void.
Yeah. I would feel like they would, if that was like the thing beforehand, they would rework that cultural practice very quickly, given the limitations here.
Maybe just fancy clothes. But Nemo says you gather the entrails and you eat them, but mummify the body.
I do like that,
That's
because one
pretty
of the
good.
thoughts I had, if we eat the bodies, then it could be a sort of sign of how well they lived their life. Like the judgment could be whether they get snatched out of the air and eaten by a dragon or something, you know? Like, oh, they lived a good life. Oh, you know?
Mhm.
I mean, people could also put them in, what is it? Like clay pots. You could put a whole bunch of entrails in a clay pot and drop the pot. You could create a straw scarecrow or something and toss that. I mean, there's a lot of options.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
keep thinking about like in like some like Quechua rural communities, they present the work like, because so many like, to say that they're all farmers doesn't really do this like work system justice, but they all have to perform like community agricultural roles as part of their lives if you're on the Alyu. And you get, basically you have your tools presented to you, so that if you mistreated your animals or your like working tools, they can inflict like their revenge back on you.
Ooh.
I do like that.
But it depends on like how, like, where is the locus of the being in the culture? Like, is it dispersed or is it like concentrated, for example?
That's an interesting question.
Because if it's coming from outside, it implies that the stuff that was already there is devoid of this kind of special thing from outside.
Yeah.
Which then means that if you're making tools in the world, it doesn't necessarily make sense for them, if they're a different kind of thing, to then, well, it different doesn't necessarily mean can't have their own desires and things, but like are they like are the objects parallel to the people, or are the people like special because they are not of this world?
I feel like, well, because if we're thinking about the sepal before moving over, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel like it would definitely change, like, could potentially change.
Have you got something to share with the class, Miles?
And well,
Oh, I can. Should I?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, like, I feel like the tools and like your highlighting of the laurels make sense if they do have some sort of like strong emphasis towards like an agricultural like society. I'm loving it myself now, so I don't mind if I like just.
Well, the rice is also of the other world, as are the alpacas and things.
Mhm.
And I will say the fact that there are alpacas, right, which means that you probably don't want to take too much directly from the Andean cultures without like completely
Very
transplanting.
true. Yeah. Or what if like there, because like from somewhere like there must be water, right? So could maybe be like channel directors, kind of like canals sort of deal, like to like an irrigation sort of master.
Yeah, I feel like that would make sense. I like it.
Oh, something I noticed from our names, since do these groups of people, because like the Iroquois have longhouses and they have longhouse communities, and they also have, you know, different land groups. So so we have like personal names, which can either be, we have private and public names, but then we don't have like kin names.
Right,
Like, are kin names associated with a lineage? Are they associated with a particular like house group? And then if you have more of a locative focus, and I know that many of these islands are quite small, you know, that could be like the pillar name for later peoples could definitely be something that you'd associate with them, right? Like, you know, if someone travels, no one's going to care what your, you know, longhouse name is, but they may care what your pillar name is, because it's like,
Right,
oh,
like if
that
you were
person
to
from over
travel.
there.
Yeah.
So it may not be something that's too relevant to each individual's name in their daily life, but if they do go traveling around, you know, they could be, I don't mean, you had like Digam was like a pottery or something like that. It could be like Digam of whatever pillar, could just be how you introduce yourself to other people.
Yeah.
How accessible is dragon travel to the average person? Is it something that you need special training? You know, I mean, I imagine it would, but like,
Yeah.
we've mentioned that there are like the wind sled things that the dragons can pull. Is that something just like a commoner could just like hop on one of those and like fly between pillars?
So for the people like that have been there for a while, right? So we're not necessarily talking about the seeple, but it would probably be something where most commoners have probably never left their pillar, but they probably could, like, if they wanted to, you know, if they had enough savings or like had another reason to like move pillars for some reason, or like
Pilgrimage. Sorry.
yeah, like some sort of pilgrimage. Or, like there could be a few cases where they would do like a once in a lifetime kind of travel thing, but then it would mostly be people in certain like groups that would travel more, certain jobs that would allow them to travel more.
Because I'm thinking, I don't know how much sense this makes, but maybe if like a pillar name is exclusive to certain individuals who like travel habitually, like only dragon riders are given pillar names, or usually only go by their pillar name, because the average person just isn't really likely to travel somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean that could definitely be an interesting thing to have for some of the daughter naming things.
I imagine it could be pretty informal though, right? Like, you know, when I've gone to the States, people are like, oh, the Canadian. So, or when I go to other parts of Canada, it's like, oh, because I grew up in the GTA, it's like, oh, the Torontonian. And it's like Toronto. But
like when I'm in the UK and I'm the American, and when I'm in America and I'm the British guy.
Yeah. I think that would make sense for them.
yeah.
I feel like the sepal will need some sort of family name that has to do with like, because I don't know with the why do I feel like I keep scrolling the wrong direction for them, but for the kinship type we have here, it doesn't feel like there's like a super obvious like choosing either matrilineal or patrilineal line, unless it was some combination of like the oldest in each side or something, like the elder from each side, or the
It's
house.
supposed to, like, I think one of the logics that people give to it is that you do trace both lines, which means that maybe you take your father's name as your first name, but your grandfather's, like your mother's. Well, the thing is, it traces your matriline rather than your maternal, like your mother's father, from what I understand. So it may be more likely that you take, like, the first child takes the father's name, and then the second child takes the uncle's name, or but the uncle that isn't called your uncle, it's called your father, but is your father's brother.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel like it would make more sense for like one of the private or public name. Like that wouldn't would they use that for like the like the kinship kind of name or like the clan name or whatever?
It wouldn't really make sense as a private name because I imagine you're using your private name with your family or your kin. You could do something like you get with the Spanish surname system, where everyone has like two surnames, and one's from the mother and one's from the father, and you inherit your father's name, and you could do it like more matrilineally. Third time's gonna work. Matrilineally.
Ooh.
And so like you know that you have like your mother's surname and your mother's surname and so on and so forth. In the order you can switch, which is what happened in Portuguese.
Okay. I think that makes sense.
It kind of reminds me of like what the Maori call like whakapapa. Like, so when you introduce yourself, you have to like describe your lineages going backwards and the iwi that you're from, and so on and so forth. And like part of who you are is being able to whakapapa. Like it's both, I think, the name for like genealogy and the ability to tell it, from what I remember.
Yeah. I do like the idea of having a matriline, the name for the matrilineal path and one for the patrilineal path, and then you grab like, you know, it reminds me of the what's the DNA thing where you get the one thing?
Oh, the double helix.
You get the mitochondria from one, and
you get
base pairs.
No, it's a part of the. It's a part of it that like you get from your like the direct line up your mother. It's an exact copy, and then men would also get the direct line up through their fathers, but I don't think the women get that. I think. Okay. It's
like sex chromosomes.
Let me see what it's called. Gotta log into my 23andMe. No, I don't.
But one thing to decide for your like kinship names is what the salient groups are for the society. So since they do farm rice, I mean, there are many different ways to organize rice farming. I mean, I think a lot of people think of the more like communal form of rice farming that we may see in China, for example, but you can also have smaller, like, just single family farms. And this is something that we can see in Japan, for instance. So just because they're farming rice doesn't lend them towards any particular kind of like agricultural organization for the society. So you can have like smaller family groups doing it or larger communal groups. It kind of depends on a variety of things, but just because you farm rice doesn't mean you have to do it in a particular way. And so one thing to think of is, what is the group that farms rice? Like, are these people organized into large family groups that are farming the rice? If so, like into a longhouse kind of situation.
Right.
If so, that may be the name that's important as their, family name or their kinship name. And then a clan would be a broader group of like various, longhouses that are put together. And that just may be obvious from what your kinship name is. So you may not need to slap your clan name on as well. And you may inherit your kinship name and therefore your clan from one of the two parents. So you could make it matrilineal, right? And your patriline name could be important for other reasons, like who you are and are not allowed to marry, for example.
Yeah.
You could say, well, you can only marry, like if it is matrilineal and matrilocal, then, a woman may have to marry someone who is not a part of their patriline. So you may have this situation where if there's 4 clans, and a woman's in one clan and her father is from clan 2, she may have to marry someone from clan 3 or clan 4. And I mean, in Australia, there are some moiety groups that are quite complex in determining who you are supposed to marry. Like it's very distinct. Like you know, if you are from this group, you marry someone from this group. Your daughter will be a part of this group, and your son will be a part of that group, and then they must marry these people, or someone from that group. So you can make it quite complex, but in a lot of indigenous societies in North America, there were 2 broad moiety groups, and it just kind of went back and forth between the 2. And what's interesting about that, to come back to our ideas about birth and mortality, in some of these cultures, the people who handled death were the people of the other moiety. So if you're a part of group A, if you die, it's group B that handles your death, not your own group. So like when so thinking about like what are the salient groups for like labor as well as social reproduction, and like who is managing what group of land, because you can end up with something quite different where you have, a smaller household, and by small, you could have 12 to 24 people, doing rice. You could also have multiple households managing a group of fields. Maybe those households are from the same kinship group. Maybe they're from different kinship groups. Maybe they're all from the same clan. Maybe they're from different clans. But once you figure that out, then, it becomes a lot easier to, break down that. So like, figuring out what you want, like what is the group that interacts with the rice field. And then, I think that would be the main thing that you kind of want to figure out for that system.
Yeah.
You can also frame it with distinct kind of symbolic resources, like in China, instead of like as I understand it in like the southeast, like clan is tied very much to land use rights. But land use is done with the entire family. But in terms of the right to meat, which is raised by the same groups, only the men can eat the pigs from that have been raised within the group. And symbolically, these are also the people who are entitled to the kind of generational wealth. So when the patriarch dies, the wealth will be split between the people who are also allowed to partake in the sharing of the pork that they slaughter and divide up between them. Based on this, I mean, I don't know how great the theory is, but like this idea that with grains you can store them and divide them up into almost infinitely small quantities. Whereas with like meat, unless you're a very proficient like storer of meat, you have an animal that is much more resource intensive, and then also the like the rice from one plant is not really distinct from the rice from another plant necessarily. But if you really want the leg of the pig and you get given the head, you're probably going to be quite annoyed with the other person. And so you can create kind of stratifications through what's divided and how and who is given access to these things at what time.
I also I was doing some kind of like it's a little like cursory research stuff on like wild rice because it does behave very differently than like your typical East Asian rice because they're not the same thing. So what happens is, and I know through a lot of like Ojibwe and Anishinaabe sort of traditions where they go around the lakes and one person has like a paddle and you start whacking the rice and the other person's in the boat and they're kind of like collecting it. But long story short is that many of these groups think that the rice should be left as a part of a wild land rather than sort of as a only cultivated sort of like man-made enclosure. So maybe there could be somehow some way to like potentially like incorporate some, I don't know, some like not really any sort of like communal ownership aspect of it. But how does that kind of delineate Akins? I don't know. I'm being a double advocate. I just saw something cool.
Yeah. And I feel like you could do a few different things with that. And that's also, again, something that could change as they go to different like pillar clusters and stuff. I think it could make sense. And I mean, you can have both.
You could change when you use public and private names in each culture. So like thinking of like in the, I think it just gets called the Sandy Desert a lot of the time. The one in Western Australia, it's like a silly, well, I don't know. It's a name that makes sense. Anyway, like because of their forced settlement, like they have quite a strict barrier between like the foods that they eat on country and how they prepare those and then what they eat when they're off country on their settlement. But you could enforce it so that if you're on a pillar that is not permanently inhabited but you can hunt on, that you have a kind of specific I want to say hunting language, which again could be possible, but probably too much effort. Especially if the hunting pillars are not like depending on how land ownership is viewed. like if there is kind of a commons that is strategically competitive compared to a rice farming area, which is, I mean, obviously liable to be conquered for like the fertility, but not necessarily going to be occupied by people who you don't know. And so you may have different priorities in how you refer to each other in one environment versus another that way.
That would make sense. I think that would definitely be interesting.
Especially also if, I mean, you get the pattern of like male hunters versus female kind of gatherers, and I think it's like overgeneralized probably, but the idea that like men can afford to go for is definitely true in the Australian example, that men like to try and hunt like kangaroos or things. But it's very unlikely that they end up getting that many calories from them. But when you get it, it's a big like reward, versus the women tend to hunt like, they call them iguanas, but they aren't iguanas. They're just kind of look slightly like iguanas. But I think the name is from an indigenous language.
Goanna?
And yeah, goannas.
Like Goana, like the monitor lizard?
Yeah. Oh no, it is from iguana. But yeah, they eat a lot of them because they're reliable hunting target.
You did say that the men hunt like kangaroos, and I had thought that they hunt like kangaroos. And I'm like, how exerting that must be.
Can you imagine?
Oh, how lovely. They're like citrus.
Oh my gosh. Side note. The words I was looking for was the maternal and paternal haplogroups.
It was haplogroup.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. That was what I was looking for. It makes me think of those. Yeah. Okay. So.
Yeah. See, and the maternal haplogroup is mitochondrial.
We were all getting there. It just wasn't like clicking in my head as the thing I was thinking of.
Okay.
I do not know. I do not feel comfortable enough about genetics to have made any kind of guess.
All I know is that I have my maternal haplogroup in my 23andMe. That's all I know.
J.
And inside so you.
If I wasn't, my maternal haplogroup wasn't J, I would be nothing like I am. We should have haplogroup horoscopes. Someone should get on that.
Yeah. I am T2B.
Wow. That's a very T2B thing for you to say.
Yeah. Honestly. Yep.
Anyway, I should be going. It's late and I have to work tomorrow.
That's fair.
Oh, Jake.
Thank you for coming.
It's not your birthday here anymore anyway. So
it's my birthday year.
Tune in tomorrow for like more of Jesse and hopefully with less audio issues.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's been really nice seeing everyone's reaction to Hannah's artwork.
It's been wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good.
It is very good.
It's so good.
It was worth being very paranoid I was giving too many notes.
Oh my gosh. I remember getting all like does this sound okay?
It's a very strange thing.
It is though. It's very odd.
If you've like, when we did the presentation, it was like we're all on one level, and then it's like, oh, like I'm like hiring you to do this piece of work for me, and I want it one way.
Yes.
And like the pushing, given, like pushing forth. No, yeah.
Pushing the ball.
No.
Yeah.
I'm really pleased with how it turned out. Like,
It's so
but
good.
Jesse has the majority vote right now for what we do.
So if you
I have
don't
no
know-
clue what tomorrow holds, basically, which is scaring me. But yeah.
I have made my vote.
Well, yours I can check. Although if it's
we can dox your vote, babe, if you'd like. No.
So rude.
Oh gosh, what did you say? That reminded me of something. I can only forget what I was talking about, but oh well. This is a vapid thought that.
oh wow, it's even closer now than it was before. Like,
Okay.
yeah. Okay. Anyway, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Okay. So, do we just make up random stuff for the different names to pass them down? We just make them up. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm.
It's random makeup stuff, random name combinations. I feel like that would be weird, specifically. But then they could choose something later.
Yeah.
So they would just really, or maybe they'd be like some common diminutives that you might use for like your children or something.
Oh, I just remembered something I should have mentioned when Jake was here, because I know someone who had a friend from the US who lived in China for a while. And so he chose a Chinese name for himself, and not really familiar with how Chinese naming conventions worked. He called himself Da Long, which is Big Dragon, which sounds just as ridiculous in Mandarin as it does in English.
Oh my gosh. That's great. Oh, okay. All right. So I feel like,
is there like a central authority that could say, like, I guess, like, govern which private? Never mind. I was going to say, we don't even know government or private lives. Never mind. I'm ignoring what I was going to say. Then I was going to say, like, is there like only like valid possible, like a sort of like small closed set of these private names, like the very first ones, because you know down the line they're going to be probably not kept because they sound kind of like baby.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that could be I mean, regardless, that's probably I don't know. I don't know if it would be super noticeable, but I could see that being a thing. Like, if you have to choose to like have a set to choose from instead of just choosing something completely random, given that there's already a lot of like options here with the compounds.
That is very fair too. I'm also just brainstorming, so please disregard anything I say does not fit.
I do like the idea of that. I think it'd be fun. Okay. I think what we should do now is we should name one person.
Okay.
So
name one person.
One person. I mean, maybe we could each come up, like we each get to name one person.
Oh my goodness.
Living large. Okay, where's my... Let me scroll up. Okay, actually, hold on. Let me move us back over here.
So far, this is my person.
Jake.
Yes. I love it.
Miss, for $1, name a woman.
good. It's good. It's good. Okay. So we make this a little bigger again. Okay. Where is the list of words? Here we go. Okay, root generator. All right. And then what's it? There we go. I did some searching. Okay, so well, let me just like generate a bunch. And we can copy them over. I don't really know if like there should be rules or something. I don't know. Oh no. We'll just go with that. So then I feel like we could just pick random things in the matriline or patriline names. I don't know if there should be like things that are similar with them, like certain endings or something. The public ones, you would just pick 2 things, and then the private names. I mean, again, it's a question of like, would there be common pieces in them? Like,
if I'm viewing these as like a last name, right? Could it be sort of taking on like you have a genitive case, right? Or is that going to be more in the modern stage?
I don't think we have. Yeah. They're case free at this point. So it would probably have to be like a word or something that's used as a marker at the end, like some word that means like the I don't know, like some word that refers to the matriline or something, or could be like a word for like, I don't know, femininity. I don't know, that like attaches to that part of the name, maybe. I don't know.
Might be worth keeping things kind of general in the earliest stages, and then there's always the possibility in some of the daughter languages that some patterns can emerge.
Okay. So just random words.
Not necessarily random, but like
Randomness.
And these are from the Proto-Lang or from the
Yes.
Sepal-Lang?
Same thing.
Love.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so who wants to go first? It's not me.
I mean, I will say that first form is pretty awesome. The
This one?
IPOS.
Okay.
Yeah.
What part of the name is that going to be?
That does give a very strong, like, to me, a very patriline strong name. I mean, that's me just being gender critical here, but Seeblish, like Simlish.
Yes. Okay. So we have that as a patriline name.
I misread Jake's comment as sleepish. I thought they were describing the state that they're currently in.
Night English. Okay. So then you need a matrilineal name as well. What's it going to be, Miles?
Oh, I get a pick. Oh my god, yay! I thought you were going to jump out to everybody else.
I can also generate more if we need it.
Scroll down like a little bit. Okut sounds nice. That's a lot of, but maybe like with a T. Tolku.
This one?
Yeah.
But with a T.
Yeah. Tolkut.
Okay. Okay. So then private name, and then we need to come up with an odd compound. So choose your private name, Miles.
Ooh, oh my gosh. Is that, I can't see that Elgi or Ehi? EEGI. I don't know why I'm going for the vowel initial forms.
It's Egi.
Yeah. Voiced uvula.
Okay. Yeah. I am going to take that.
You like that one?
I do like that one. It's kind of cute.
Okay. Okay.
The public name, I think, would be harder because it involves some sort of poetry, sort of like meaning involved in it. No?
Yeah. So come on, 2 words for our compound that poetically describes what you want.
Oh, goodness.
Or just 2 weird things and pretend they have meaning, you know?
I'm referring to the person I drew, and they do have very wide eyes, which means they have good foresight. Maybe like they can see far into the future. So maybe like somebody called like strong will. I don't know if that means something. Like strong plan, strong something like this.
Okay. So as I make random proto words, like, where would that go? It's a terrain feature, clearly. I feel like it's just like a random word. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't only have a lot of like nice, neat sort of.
So I guess this means, as I scroll, there's just a lot of scrolling going on. You have to choose the word for strength in the proto-lang.
No, I'm not going to choose a vowel initial word again. There's a lot of vowel initial words. Because Ubra is very cool.
Yeah.
Ubra Tau. Strong will.
Ubra Tau.
That's the shadow fraternity I almost was a part of. Ubra Tau.
Okay. Scrolling. Okay. Brilliant. And look, we're coining words. We're so productive.
Yeah, now known as strong lands unknown.
Okay.
Why did I have the sneaking suspicion that you had noun, adjective, word order in the proto language?
I think the proto lang is
Adjective
probably
wrong.
dead final.
Because I was wrong. That's my sneaking suspicion.
Yeah. Okay. Who's next?
Can I have a look at the words that we've already coined for the seed line? Because some of those might be
Okay.
suitable.
So here's some of the food words.
Sausage.
Yeah, that was like one of our very first words that we brought to Azuziria. Yeah. Okay.
Did you have a word for honey?
I don't know. I know I have a listing for honey. I don't know if we actually came up with a word for it. Look, we can scroll back up for that in a moment. I know. I feel like mine is just going to be like sausage death because those are the 2 first words we came up with. It's funny.
Yeah, Jake. Zucchetta sausage.
Zucchetta sausage. Yeah. Okay. I scroll up.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got these for the hair dyeing ritual.
Wow. Yeah, it's a lot of. Okay.
Some of those.
And there were some roots for different types of rock, weren't there?
Yes. Where were those? Some foods. Yeah, we have a word for honey, but no actual thing.
Oh
for it.
gosh.
Ah,
What I'm going to say is for Jake and for Jake only. Jake, the noise that Madeline just made sounded like Kennedy Davenport doing Little Richard, in the most wonderful, endearing way.
I have no idea what that means.
The one you were like,
I'll take it. So we have these ones, and some of these, which we haven't put in the main list yet. I do like kedma. It's a fun word. Thought.
Kudma.
just a bunch of rocks and then sausage. Ice is a rock.
Oh, but look, we also have Kubi Khan.
Con.
Oh, that's cute.
Uh-huh.
I saw very quickly flashing past. There was a section on myth, I think. Were there
Yeah.
roots as part of that too?
A few. There's a word for to sacrifice into water, arrival of the fog. That's kind of all we have at the moment.
Which in and of itself is arrival and death.
Yeah. And this
And-
basically is the word for yeeting. We can
So-
coin words.
I came up with an idea, but then I immediately realized that I accidentally ripped off a name of one of the Mayan rulers, whose name, at least, I seem to remember that there was some debate as to how exactly his name was translated, but he's sometimes called Fire is Born, which is just a really cool name. Because I was thinking of going with the word for arrival, and then having the word for bonfire that I saw earlier, which, if I'm interpreting this correctly, that would be Pahukustra, which I think that's a fairly poetic compound because it doesn't actually really mean anything. It's just sort of evocative of like some, special fire that is being created.
I like it.
Madeline, may I make an amendment to my name and you can see how you feel about it?
Yes.
So I know I said that Ubra was strong and Tau is will. Could I flop that and have it be Tau Ubra, but have one of the U's slashed out, so it's just Taubra?
Taubra.
Is that copacetic
Yes.
with you? Okay, great.
I love it.
That's like way better. Taubra.
So scroll.
I think it's funny how Jake's like, I have to go to bed, and then
I-
consistently posts every minute.
Well, we'll know they fall asleep when they stop messaging.
Thus spake Pahokustra. It's very funny.
Okay, so we need a matrilineal name, a patriline name, and a private name for Bib. And I can generate more of these if none of these are
Let's
good.
have a. Yeah, let's have another round if we can.
A whole new round. Let's do generate. Pull a full batch in.
Oh no.
Were there any you were attached to, Will? I can leave them.
Any I was attached to. Oh,
There we go. New fresh list.
a new fresh list. Ooh.
Ulka actually isn't bad. I like that. The second one.
All right. Which type of name is that?
That would be the matrilineal name. Actually, no.
Hmm.
Patrilineal.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whereas for the matrilineal name, if we could scroll down again,
Mm-hmm.
that.
Oh.
We go down a bit more.
Bot Pro.
I kind of like Bahe, actually.
Bye. For what?
The matrilineal name.
Okay. So we just need your private name.
And how are these formed again? Are they just random words?
Yeah. You pick one from a list. We're choosing the list.
Best vibes.
Yeah.
Down a bit more.
Glarp.
I was looking at that one too. Glartrarg. I'll take a pass on that one, but Urtu is okay.
Oh, Urtu is cute.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
All the E names. Oh no, that's a schwa. Schwa. I like it.
Me.
Very good. Very good. All right. Will, you're up.
All right. I had, for the compound name, I wanted to have a poetic form for dew, which was going to be morning honey, which was going to be asertu. So asa being honey and ertu meaning morning. Bib.
Oh, take it. By all means, take it. I can pick a different one. That was
Okay.
just purely based on vibes.
What is ertu for now? What does that mean? Which one is that?
Ertu was morning. Because
Okay.
I think that's because it's a, what's the construction? Noun, adjective?
No, adjective noun.
Adjective, noun.
Yeah, I was wrong.
Yeah, so if it's morning honey, then it's
Morning
the
honey.
morning would come first.
Morning would be first. So morning is asa, and then honey is ertu.
I don't know how to uncapitalize that. It's fine. Okay. So then the other one? What was the other one?
So the first part of that would be asa, which is morning, and that is schwa es schwa.
Okay, we're gonna copy a schwa. Actually, we can use schwa s schwa.
Yeah.
Schwa. So like that.
Well, we're gonna kill one of the schwas.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. And now I need to come up with a matriline and a patriline.
Mm-hmm.
And another name.
Yes.
Oh, all right. Let's look at the list of names.
Okay.
A list of words, I guess.
Boom. Okay.
Okay. Some of these. All right. Can I make this bigger? This is a new question. Oh, yes. I can make it bigger on my side. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, good.
Ooh.
I can make it full screen. Carrick? No.
Gratplu.
Drop you
God.
up.
You know what? Oh,
Slime.
there's urke.
Good.
This one?
Well, now I'm just no. I was just thinking. Oh no, that's not schwa. Urke. Yeah.
Gaia.
Okay.
Bot Pro.
Bot Pro.
Certainly not. Let's go down a little bit more. Urker. And these are what kind of rhotics are these?
I've been tapping them, so like,
Yeah.
urtar.
Yeah, we've been
Urker.
tapping them.
Urker.
I
And
think
the what's this? Is the C a palatal
Yeah.
consonant? So
Yeah, it's
okay.
palatable
Urker.
stop.
Yeah.
know where to go.
Urker.
Yeah.
Urker.
Yeah.
It's very
Okay.
hard after that R for me.
Urker.
Urker.
Urker. Okay. Urker. Urker is a good one.
Okay.
Or a ch. Oh, urcher. Neat. Urcher. That's
it has
good.
the
That's
little aspirated thingy friend.
good. Urcher. All right, let's go back down to the. What kind of names do I need? I need a Kijo. Oh, and then there's also Kijo. So Kijo would be a good patriline one.
Where is that?
It's at the top of that little. No, lower.
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah, I like that as a patriline name.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then we need. So what do I have? I have a public name,
Yeah, you need the private and the matriline.
private and matriline. All right, so the private one, I think Urkir works. Urkir. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one's good. And then I need a matriline one.
Okay.
All right. Urkir. Or Urchir. 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 Yeah, whatever. All right. Jleep. No, thank you.
Leap. Aw.
Orchpa. Orchpa? Orchpa? No. Ebkra.
Yeah.
Ebkra. Ebkra. Yeah, Ebkra is good. Ebkra is good as a... Ebkra. Ebkra. Yeah, that one's good as a matriline name. Ebkra.
Brilliant. Cool. I like it.
There we go.
All right.
So I'll need a new private
Private.
name.
Yes.
Which
you have
Thank
any?
you so much.
no problem. That was Urtu is a good word for honey.
Yeah, it is a good word for honey.
Glock. No,
I know.
Don't.
Some of these are pretty
No,
great.
not
Yes.
Glock.
No,
No, you don't want that one?
no.
Well,
nothing.
add it to
Bib's
the
got
list.
shooters
Not
named
right now.
Glock.
We don't need like gun sleuths.
Okay. Any-
Dope.
Give me for a little bit.
Down a bit. Ade isn't bad.
Are they?
Ade is really good.
That is good.
I like that. Very nice. Okay. Then I guess I have to make one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were just making us do this for your amusement.
I mean, I was, but also I kind of already know what I wanted to pick.
Dude.
Sir.
And then
That's dangerously close to the word for
Sir.
death in Mandarin.
Oh
which
yes.
is fitting it's just fitting because instead of doing sausage death, what we're actually going to do is
Salt death.
Salt death.
salt death.
Yeah, salt death.
I
Death
don't
metal
know what it
band.
means, but I'm here for it. Where is
That's a death metal band from the Maldives.
Is it? It's a good name.
It can be.
There we go. Where's our word for death? I know we have it. Here we go.
Ach.
Excuse me.
Kedmaat. It'll work well.
Oh, and the
Another
CH
scroll.
is the C. That's the IP that you just copied is the C, correct?
That?
Yeah.
I think it's just C. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's a
Yeah.
distinction in
In terms
language.
of your generator, I think it's the C.
I think so. Kedmat. Yeah. Very good. Okay. I have to pick 2 random things. We're definitely getting some of that in our life.
Yes. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And then where's the other one I was looking at?
Oh,
You need to be Marklar, or whatever that was.
This one.
Hot.
Love it. Such a great name.
plead.
Hello, Michelle.
Plead.
Plead.
Plead. Plead. Gets bullied at school.
Hey, I gave my real life children very reasonable, non-make-funnable names, so this one gets to be awful.
Yes, this is your permission.
Mm.
Do we get to see what these names become if they were to all survive into Asdaziria?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. I can do this. I believe in me. Also, I would just like to point out I've been reading words in IPA. Who would have thought? Okay.
Me. I showed you how to read the chart. Of course, you're going to figure out how to read it. I'm excellent.
It's a better process. But that's good. It was very helpful. It was very helpful. Okay. That was good.
You're
Okay.
trying to this personal achievement.
Yeah.
Okay. Try the new interface. Okay, we want that. Okay. I need to import somewhere in my downloads is something that I can import. Here, this thingy. Wait. Yeah, this is the right thing. Then I want to get rid of that. Okay. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. Just copy all this like this.
Oh my god, why am I yawning? It's only 8:30. Dear God.
We're going to switch over to Lexergy.
Ooh.
Here we go. Okay. We're gonna do that. See how delightful all of this becomes.
Depending on what it looks like, we could say fossilization.
Yeah. All right. Are we ready?
On the road to Asdaziria, they just abandoned this name.
Could be. Okay. Are we ready?
Fire away.
Boom. Oh.
Error.
Massive errors.
Oh no.
Oh, it
You're
has
gonna
the
have to take out
capital.
the capital letters, yeah.
Oh. Okay, that's reasonable.
Yeah, it doesn't like capital schwa.
I mean, I don't like capital schwa, so I couldn't figure out how to do it without copying it. There we go.
And now,
Oh, that's nicer.
Maddie,
Oh
you
my
need
God,
to do the honors of reading them all.
Oh no. E?
E.
This is E?
Mhm.
And then these thingies are in the wrong spot. So it's Teobra. Teobra?
Teobra. Yeah,
E Teobra.
that's quite nice.
Akko. Akko.
Akko.
Akko. And then Toshu. Sure.
Yeah. Toshu.
Toshu. Sure. Okay. That's like not the worst name in the whole wide world.
Oh, I've heard worse.
Yeah. Okay. And then we have
Or actually, for the names that are compounded, those presumably would be compounded in the seedline, and so they would be treated as a single word. So if
so it
you
might be
combine,
more like
Oh, yeah, we don't have to split them up because they'd be compounded.
Yeah,
yeah, we should be grouping them together.
it would be the opposite process.
Like for mine, like Pahukustra would be one word rather than being split up as two separate words.
Yeah.
But then, like, that becomes like fossilized as like strong will or like do or like that.
Yeah, and then you end up with stuff like William from, Wilhelm or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you have the rapper Will I Am.
Regretfully, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's fun.
Oh,
Aze. Aze. Aze.
Yeah.
Aze.
Pa ho ju ste.
Sta.
Pa ho ju ste.
Pahujusta.
Pa ho ju ste. Close. Okay. I like it. Ole. Le. Le.
Ola.
Ole.
Ola.
Ole. Ole. Okay. Bahe. Baha. Bahi. Bahi.
Bahe.
Bahe. Okay. Vowels, man. Okay. Uche.
Ucha.
Uche.
Ucha.
Uche. Uche. Okay. And then Asetsu.
Satsu.
Asetsu.
That's quite nice.
Yeah.
I do like that.
Yeah,
That is nice.
My name came out very aesthetically pleasing, I think.
And then Chizo. Chizo. Chizo?
Chijo, yeah.
Chizo. Okay. Okay. And then Ekra.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okra. Yeah.
Ekra. Sounds like what's the gross vegetable thing?
Okra?
That's what comes to
Gross.
I agree, it is gross.
Oh,
I don't like okra.
that's good in stews and stuff.
That is true, and
Helps make it thick.
Yes, it does.
I don't eat a lot of stew.
What?
Yeah. I have stew like maybe once a year top.
Shock.
What keeps your bones hardy in the middle of the night in a cold winter's day?
We have one of those heating pads that goes on the bed that you just turn on.
See, I made well, everyone calls it shorwa. There are a bunch of different shorwas, but I made like a Ukrainian shorwa because I had beets. So I made that into a hearty soup.
I also don't have soup very often. Less often than I have stew.
Mm.
You know,
I am not a soup person, I have to say.
Soup is the people's food.
Soup is too. Food should be solid to some extent. Is you drink liquid and you eat solids. You can't be any attempt to sort of blend the two just doesn't work.
Unless it's ice cream. I feel like that's kind of like semi-liquidy, depending on what kind of ice
But the
cream.
more liquidy it becomes, the less good it is.
The closer it is to soup.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
cereal's a soup.
Yeah, totally. Breakfast soup.
Breakfast soup.
Yeah.
Absolutely it is.
Yeah. I have to eat my soup, or not my soup, my cereal very quickly because if the cereal starts to get it all mushy, it's over.
So, Miles,
Yes.
if you eat miso for breakfast and we said cereal is breakfast soup, is miso cereal?
Whoa. Wow. That's mind blowing.
I know.
I don't know. That it could be.
Oh my gosh.
Speaking of miso, I keep meaning to buy. My Asian market, for what it's worth, has these cutest, adorable little bok choys. So small, so adorable. Oh my god, I want to buy them so badly, and I don't want to hurt them, but I have to eat them. But what I do is I steam them and then just mix it with like a miso and like green onions and sesame seeds, and it's this beautiful like little side dish for like anything kind of like really kind of spicy and delicious. Just good and yummy.
Very good.
Were we talking about? I think when I was sitting down, I hadn't turned my audio back on. Were we talking about menumen, like wild rice?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that one's interesting because I did Anishinaabe mon in my undergrad, and I've gone out and like spread wild rice and stuff like that, and it is interesting because menumen is also families make claims to certain patches and certain lakes.
Okay.
And usually, I mean, it is somewhat gendered as like a feminine practice because it's usually in the same season as hunting. So there's hunting and wild rice gathering happening at the same time, and or historically at the very least, customarily, I suppose. And someone pilots the canoe, and I don't know if you talked about this, Miles. And the usually with a long stick or with a paddle, pilots the canoe, and then the other person has these two percussion sticks. And they're just beating the rice into the canoe, and through that process, they're also spreading the wild rice into the lake to replenish the source. And there's actually like a neat, you can find pictures of it online, but the way that different families would claim their patches is like using intricate knots tied around some stalks of wild rice, and they use different kinds of bark and birch bark and stuff like that, and leather and stuff. And so if you saw that, you would recognize other families' knotting style and be like, oh, that's theirs. And it was usually within, because, different families, and the way that the seasonal rounds would work is you'd have periods where the families would come together into their bands, and you'd have other periods where they disperse. So, people within the band would kind of like recognize each family's knots and things. And then the band itself would like have a territory where, you'd have the different patches. So it's like, it is a very, it's a different way of like harvesting the rice, though it is still, a smaller family group that's tending to do it.
I might have to peel off because my partner just got home.
Mhm.
Some time with them, but
I feel like we are also at a natural kind of conclusion. We've come up with our epic name, so
The names are pretty good.
they are pretty good. We'll have to figure out how to carry them forth. Show these to.
Ape has just become G.
It's pretty good, honestly. I do like that.
Seiya is nice as well,
Mm-hmm.
even though it looks like C.
Yeah. Yeah, it turned out pretty well. Yeah,
Lovely. Where's I like how it became just E. That's pretty great.
Mine feels very like poetic, just like in structure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I do just like how, yeah, and with the compound too, like you tend to get multiple syllables, so you can set it up in a, and then it's in most cases we picked disyllabic words for the patriline and matriline, which also creates this nice rhythm for the end of the word, except for Madeline.
Yeah.
Chum.
Jaleep.
I mean, they're kind of fun though.
G Fleel.
G-Fleel.
I could see at some point that like combining into one if it ended up being a big pattern.
Well, that would necessitate a lot of G and a lot of fleals getting together consistently.
Yeah.
And then you stop having patrilines and matrilines where you need to keep them apart, and you just kind of merge the two.
Yep. Star-crossed family lines. Yeah.
What was it?
All right.
Instead of, oh, Jalipo.
Yeah. All right. Well, I feel like this is, again, we've come up with some awesome names. We figured out how to name people, and we have 4 wonderful names. So that's the way to go. We did it. We get a figurative.
I fully expect to see all 4 of these characters in the first book you publish based on this world.
I agree.
Well, they won't be in Asdaziria. We'll have to see what these would translate into in
the other one.
C.
What? Oh, which branch did we do?
Asdaziria is M.
Oh, whoa.
And so you need C. So if, okay. So yeah, we'd have to see what they go into A and then to C. I see.
Yeah. And that's the A is the Korean-esque one. So
I missed a bunch of these. So now all of this language daughter stuff is surprising.
Yeah. It's fun. It's all the things. I mean, technically M is also like, we still need to bring it into the like current ones because there's going to be a branch off. So we're going to have like M1 and M2 that we'll have to do the two granddaughters, as I find it entertaining to call them. But yeah.
So you've got the N languages. What is M associated with?
That's just the pillar. The M is the Italianate line.
Oh, the Italianate line. This is supposed to sound Italian?
Yes.
What's Italian about it?
Esque. It has a vibe. There's lots of vowel
It's
endings.
got geminates, and it's got kind of an Italian cadence, kind of.
I guess so. That's fair.
I don't want people to hear it and be like, that's Italian. I just want them to, as they're hearing, be like, oh, this is some vibe. You know what else has similar vibes,
There was quite a lot of discussion about how exactly Italian it actually ought to be.
Yeah.
And I think at this point it's reached a point of there's like some very vague Italian parallels, but for the most part, like Asdaziria is like, that's got its own kind of flavor to it.
Yeah. I think the big thing was that going into this with having all of these options and me not having ever done this sort of thing before, Jake needed something to go with. And so Jake was like, give me some language vibes that maybe we can try to go in for some of these. And I was like, Italianate could be cool. And this could be cool. I don't know,
I got a whole mood board.
Yeah.
Yes, I heard about the mood board from Jake. I think was it chartreuse or something?
Yeah. Yes. This is the mood board for our verbi ergative branch, which is P.
So it's like, Madeline said she wanted a green language, and I was like, what?
Chartreuse.
Chartreuse language, and I was like, is like the color?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very important. It's like a great horned owl, not like a wren.
Oh,
exactly.
But wrens are so cute, and there are some wrens that are chartreuse.
Yeah, but not here. Not here.
So you don't want like no E in the language?
I don't even remember what we did with the vowels. It was mostly like the sound, you know, the very high pitched. Like we don't want high pitched sounds here.
Mhm,
You know,
mhm.
but like
We've got we do have E, but we have a weird vowel system at this point.
yeah,
And I
There's
suppose
a
if
lot
you
of allophonic stuff going on.
yeah.
And I suppose if you put the E's next to, it looked like you had a decent number of consonants near the back.
Yeah, we have lots of uvular coloring going on.
Yeah, so like I could imagine the uvular and sounds making the E, depressing it a bit, centralizing, whatever.
I think, we had them centralize after uvulars, and then certain other sounds unrounded.
Yes.
Got kind of messy.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. We've got lots of. We got some things. I'm excited to come back to this. Our stress shiftum.
Oh yeah, the shiftum.
The shiftum.
The shiftum?
Yeah.
I misspoke when I said stress. I combined stress shift and stress system.
And obviously, I had to keep it.
Obviously.
Yeah. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How do we have 11 people watching the stream right now? Who even are you people? I think Michelle.
Amanda was watching for a bit. Maybe
Amanda
Jake's...
had to go. Jake had to go.
Okay.
No one else has chatted for a while other than Michelle, so I don't even know who's there. They're lurking. Oh, now it's 8. They heard me call them out. Now they're like, run! Michelle's here.
Michelle's still here. That's good.
Yeah. I don't know. It'll be good, though. There'll have to be mood boards for more of the other ones. Yeah. Jake is very sad they didn't ask for a mood board. They were like, that would have been so helpful.
I don't know. Could be a fun thing to do.
It honestly is actually helpful, because just like anything to, because the phonesthetic is one of the hardest parts to kind of articulate what you're actually aiming for. So it's good to have any kind of like North Star to like nudge you in that direction.
Yeah, I always find like I can come up with the syntax and the grammar and like interesting derivation and how I want to do tense and all those sorts of things. But then it's like, oh, now I have to put phonemes on this.
Yeah.
And I always find that what I end up with never quite sounds exactly how I anticipated it to sound. And it's always kind of just a little bit jarring when I first like translate something of some length and then speak it at like a normal speaking pace and listen back to it. I'm like, oh, wow, okay, I guess that's what we're going with.
Yeah. Well, I haven't tried to pronounce anything at length other than... No, I can't remember the name of it. The spell language. Osmolau. All my languages start with an A so far. Osmolau, Anurad, Azuziria. Literally all of them start with an A. I just realized that.
So for my project, I actually have, for my personal project that I've been working on for a while, I have a list of all of the autonyms of ethnic groups and all the names of their languages. And I have them in one document so I can see what letters I have not used and which ones I'm using too often, so I can add some variation.
That's fun.
Yep.
That's fun. Oh, that's good.
They can definitely get away with you, and you can know everything begins with A.
Yeah, I don't know. It happened separately. I can't remember how we came up with... I mean, Asdasiria means something. Oh, it means they're the people above the fog.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It does give me, like... I don't know, when I hear it, I think of Arabic, and I'm specifically thinking of the Taqiyya, like the different Sufi orders and stuff, because they have that distinct ending on the names of the groups.
Yeah. It's fun. I think it's a nice name. It's very like... I don't know.
It's really good.
Remember this, Bib. this language name can't start with an A. Either that or it has to start with an A. I'm not sure which way we're going to go. Probably shouldn't start with an A. Should break the trend before it's too late. And then I will never be able to escape it.
We could have it start with a glottal stop and then an A.
Boom. Or what you could do is take people in the fog and then just punch it through and see what it comes out as. They can all be the people of the fog.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we have like a whole list of different options of what to call them.
Okay.
But, I mean, it would be interesting for them all to choose to name themselves that.
Well, it's just they all came from the same place.
Well, yeah, but that wasn't their name beforehand.
Yeah. Well, if the Seeple called themselves the people of the fog, now that they're there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
And then you could come up with really inventive exonyms. Like those people who suck over there.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know about most, but a lot of the First Nations people in the Americas, the English name for them comes from like neighboring cultures. Like Navajo comes from, I think it's Pueblo. Because the story goes that the Spaniards were interacting with the Pueblo, and they like pointed over to the Navajo settlements and like, who are those people? And the Pueblo said Navajo, which means they go walking in the cornfield. And they're like, okay, Navajo, yeah.
That's kind of funny, actually. I like that. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. Well, maybe one of the pillars will have to do something like that. I don't know.
You could just find in Asdoziria, just like what do they refer to other people as? Like, it's just like the people without dragons.
Yeah.
The also, I can't actually remember what it is, but the Navajo word for a Spaniard, it translates to a person who walks around. Or like, I think it's the person who goes marching around, because they were like, oh, the Spanish, they just sort of go wherever they want and do whatever.
It's fitting. It's fitting. I like that. Okay. I feel like this is going to be a good time to end the stream. I'm getting very tired. Also, I don't know how you're still awake, Bib.
Well, it's only 1:53.
In the afternoon, right?
I mean, everyone. I've just finished getting over a sickness that I had a really bad chronic cough that just kept me up all night, and so I'm still kind of trying to fix my sleep schedule. So it is not unusual for me to be awake at this hour these days.
That's fair. That's fair. It's definitely not my birthday anymore where you are.
Oh. That's technically still your birthday here for another, I don't know, 6 hours or so.
Yeah, I like that. I only have another like 3 here. Shame. Gotta live it up. Ooh.
Oh, and since we were talking about Anishinaabe, the name for settlers, like, Englishmen or whatever, French people too, in Anishinaabe is, one of the names is, I think, Jangache is one of them, which is like foreigner, more or less. But the one that's great is Gichi Mokumon, which is like a big knife or a butcher's knife, which I think is very descriptive.
Oh my gosh.
Navajo is kind of famous for being incredibly reluctant to loan words. Like it's partially just because it's so easy to make new words in Navajo, just because they have a very adaptable verb system that you can just nominalize, or any verb you want, basically. But one of the very, very, very few words that they have borrowed is through Spanish, they borrowed the word americano, like American, which comes out in Navajo as belicano, but that doesn't mean it doesn't mean American. It means white person.
That's fun.
Fair. Hmm. All right. This was wonderful.
This is where we part ways.
This
Yeah.
is where we part ways and I go to bed. Actually, I don't go to bed. I think I need more tart because I've only had a little bit of tart and I should have more tart on my birthday.
What kind of tart did you have?
Lemon tart.
Oh, that's nice.
It's very nice. It's my favorite kind of dessert. It only takes like 2 hours to make.
Well, it's fitting that you had it on your birthday then.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be good. Yeah. No, this was fun. This was a fun way to spend my birthday. And I wasn't snowed in like I thought I'd be, but honestly, I'd rather not leave the house on my birthday anyway. So this is perfect.
Is that like behind you out the window? Is that like a picture on the wall or is...
There's no
Madeline?
window.
Oh, okay. Because it looks to be like a little house.
Out the door.
Yeah. That's the closet.
That's the closet. And there's a
That's
house
the
in the
Legos.
closet?
Those are Legos.
Legos. Okay. I thought it was like, I thought it was like a snow-covered house.
That's a little like dresser chest thing, and my printer's right there. And those are Legos. Those are Legos.
Legos. Okay.
So are these. The Legos.
Yeah, I saw that those were Legos. Lego Dragon and stuff.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It would have been cute though. My neighborhood is not that cute, if you can even call it a neighborhood. But that's okay. Yeah. Oh, all right. Well, good night.
Good night.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday again.
Happy
Enjoy your
birthday.
tart.
Thank you. And thank you everyone for watching.
It was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was very fun. All right. I'm clicking the end